Nerd is the new sexy.
Hello, I'm Wyldfyre1. Welcome once again to Nerd is the New Sexy. With me today, of course, as always, is...
one sick motherfucker. Both metaphorically and actually physically. I do have a cold. So if I sound a little funny, that's what's going on.
Yeah, he sounds funny.
Yeah, I have not spent my Friday night down at the bathhouse, earning a paycheck. I actually am sick.
Yeah, but he'll be... Don't ever fear, he'll be there next week when he feels better.
Yeah. So real snot, not penis snot.
All right. Well, today's topic will be, and of course it's just me and Sunrie this time. Today's topic will be video game music and how we love them, how much we love it.
Yeah, what makes it good, what makes some of them bad, kind of like what, when we first take notice of like the actual soundtrack in games and stuff like that, and we just kind of talk about the things that, that we've enjoyed on soundtracks, and I'm sure other people here can relate too.
Well, I guess first of all, we should do a nerd tech review. What do you think?
Nerd tech.
Go ahead and nerd tech me into this.
All right, here we go.
Nerd tech. Well, today I'm going to be reviewing a sword that I got, and it's funny because the place I got it from no longer exists. I got it, and I say sword, I mean keyblade. And
more like a club.
Or more, yeah, it's more like a club. I can just beat people to death with it, and then open doors. So, anyway,
you can do that with a shotgun too, but it's not as fun.
It's an exact replica of the Kingdom Keyblade that you get in Kingdom Hearts, and I was a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. I love the game. Since we're going to talk about music, I'm sure that'll be another part of the segment later on. Kingdom Hearts music was amazing. Well, anyway, it's a wooden replica, and it's well put together, and there's places you can buy them online. I just can't vouch for anywhere, so I'm not going to give you any links without doing my homework. Like I said, I got this place at a place down, and it was a place downtown, and you're gonna hear me talk about this place a lot. It was called Silk Road. Beautiful.
Not to be confused with the deep web Silk Road. No, this was a brick and mortar location he was going to.
Yeah, it was like all things nerd. I mean, it sold anime swords, it sold video game stuff. If you wanted like equipment to climb, ninja equipment to climb walls, they sold that shit. I got batarangs from that place. It's amazing. But that'll be a review for another time. Anyway, this sword, it's roughly, I can't give you the dimensions of it. It's about what you'd expect the size of a real life Keyblade to be. I can't deny that I've pointed it at my door like Sora does at a lock, and go Keyblade, go.
I don't think he ever actually said that.
No. I wouldn't admit that unless it was on the show. So.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, out of 1 out of 10 nerd boners, I would have to give it a 9.
Nice.
It's a 9 nerd boner product, and you'll only hear me give a 10 out of 10 unless it's super magical. And I mean, this is pretty magical. It's pretty close to being super magical. It's
just like very magical, just not super magical.
If it was metal, that would be 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, you'd probably weigh close to like 50 pounds too.
Well, they sold a metal one.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it was amazing. And the only thing that didn't make me buy it was that little the hand guard on it.
Yeah.
Well, the hand guard that goes around it would spin. It wasn't fixed in one spot.
Oh, that's no fun. Yeah, you can't have that.
And I didn't like that.
Hey, you're gonna brain little children at the mall while screaming you're a heartless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or screaming that they're heartless at least.
Yeah, then you can't you can't have that rotating on you. You're not going to get enough force on the back of a skull.
Exactly. So there you go. It's a 9 out of 10 nerd boners. It's definitely worth it. If I could find a place, there's several places you guys can get these, but I'm not going to vouch for any of them unless I know they're legit. So if I do find a link, I'll post it. Which also, by the way, before we get further into this, we do have a Facebook now. It's currently a work in progress. I think it's Nerd's the New Sexy, but it's all the initials. NINTS.
NINTS. Nerd is the new sexy.
Yeah. because some imposter has our name. But anyway, we'll move on with the segment. So let's talk about chronologically. What was the first game, Sunrie, that basically got your attention music-wise?
For actual music-wise, you know, I know most people would say, "Oh, Mario Brothers or Zelda." It's like, yeah, those were good.
Zelda especially.
And, yeah, you know, I liked them, and I liked the Megaman. But honestly, it was not until the Super Nintendo when I played Final Fantasy 3, which is actually 6, that I kind of went, "Holy shit! Games have real music." Yeah. Like it was like one of those, oh my god! And actually, you know, even 4, but not quite as much as 6. But yeah, but once I played 6, it was kind of like one of those, oh my god, what have I been missing moments?
Yeah, you know, 6. I will say that 6 actually had an orchestrative sound, and it was all MIDI, of course. It was MIDI and sound fonts, but the sound fonts in the I keep wanting to say PlayStation and the Super Nintendo, the SNES, were a little more advanced than the Nintendo.
Yeah, it was quite a bit more advanced. I mean, it was quite, you know, even than Sega, and anybody can, you know, try to say, "Oh my god, Sega man." No. Super Nintendo had the better audio processor and and everything else, and
proof
of
this.
We're not going to. Yeah, and we're not going to get into a discussion on which console was better and stuff like that, because unfortunately we both agree on which console was better.
Especially at that time.
Yeah, especially at that time.
To each their own, though.
Yeah, but, you know, the Super Nintendo, when it came out, you know, it was, people were actually writing new programming in order to take advantage of what the Super Nintendo was able to do, with crossfades in music, making things sound actually orchestrated, you know, all kinds of cool stuff that we take for granted today because, you know, we have actual music in the games now. But this was something huge.
So you mentioned Final Fantasy VI, which of course came out in America as Final Fantasy 3. Now, when that game came out, let's you know, there are very few songs in that game musically. You know, I say songs musically, but same thing. There's very few musical like tracks in that game that you don't like. Every song in that game is just like its own masterpiece. And this is also back in the day when everyone had a freaking sound, like a theme song.
Yeah, that's true. Lufia had their own.
Lufia was good.
Lufia was actually really good. You know, for as gritty and primitive as the audio in that is, it fits that game beautifully.
Lufia had beautiful music. Yeah. I'll even say chronologically, the first one for me would definitely be Zelda. I hate to sound generic, but I mean the original song just goes with the game. You can't think of Zelda. In fact, if someone does that da 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 da, you're gonna think first thing come to mind, Zelda.
You know, hearing the first couple of notes on that, honestly, I want to pick up like a wooden stick, pretend it's a sword, and whop somebody's ass with it.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah. Find me a dark nut. I'm gonna beat his ass, literally.
Yeah. You know, and around that time, you know, obviously, you know, going to the Super Nintendo, you know, you had Street Fighter and everything like that, which obviously has very good music, and it's just, now, I will say something about, like, the Mario and stuff like that is, it is very fitting for the game, and with the Street Fighter and stuff like that, and yes, you've got people like Tommy Tallarico who makes music and stuff like that, and the guy really is good. I'll keep my opinions of his personality to myself, but you know, he thinks that if a soundtrack is done right, you don't really pay attention to the soundtrack and go, wow, listen to that music because it's distracting from the game. I disagree.
Yeah,
I think that if you're playing and that soundtrack comes on, it should make you go, oh fuck yeah. I mean, look at F-Zero, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you hear that? It's like, okay, get me a Lamborghini, and I'm gonna go 200 miles an hour down that freeway, whipping in and out of traffic because fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, let's look at you know, the music makes the scene. Let's look at Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 2 in America. Yep. There's scenes where, you know, where the scene wouldn't be as magical without a certain song.
Yeah, can you imagine the Red Wings showing up to anything other than that heavy bass and drum? I mean, honestly.
It was just beautiful, and it was a military-esque sound, and that's what I liked about that song. It sounded like, you know, it sounded like it just was the epitome of the Red Wings, and you know that awesome drum set, Yeah,
and when you introduced me to that game, you know, the RPGs and stuff like, I had known of them. but I wasn't really a huge fan or anything like that. It was something new to me, and I will admit, when I first heard that and you had the introduction to it, and, we're playing the 2-player couch co-op option on it, and I heard that music, I was kind of like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will never forget that do. It's like, holy shit! Yeah, I know what that is.
It was like Squaresoft's version of the Imperial March almost. It's that good.
Yeah, and it was very fitting with what was going on in the game. It made you understand. It's like, okay, yeah, this is, because you can almost hear that strife in the music, and that's what I love about the Final Fantasy music, especially.
The early Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the early Final Fantasy. And you know what? Going back, and I will say this, going back and playing Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that, the music I really do like, though I don't think it's as impactful as 6. I still think it's very good for the early part of the system like that. I don't think it's as good as Wild Arms. I know everybody's going to put Vipers in my bed now, but I don't give a shit. But yeah, it's just, even going back, I still think that 6 had the better audio. Now, the other one, after playing those two and borrowing 3 from you and everything like that, and then going out and being like, hey, you know what? I kind of like these RPGs. I rented Chrono Trigger, and that's the other game that that cement FF6/3 and Chrono Trigger are what fucking cemented me as an RPG fanboy. One, because of the gameplay, and 2, that music.
And yeah, Chrono Trigger, in my opinion, is probably the best audio all around of the time.
Oh yeah.
All around.
Now for the overall, I will agree. But 6, that opera scene especially, and the World of Ruin audio when you're flying around, holy crap.
6 is a close 2. 6 is almost 1. It's just Chrono Trigger was just amazing. The music in that game was just amazing. There's not one song I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, when Frog's Themes comes up and he picks up the Masamune for the first time after it's been repaired, and that light shoots in the sky, I literally sat up and started clapping. And that's without the cutscenes on the PSX version. That was just the SNES sprites and that music going. I literally went, oh, fuck yeah.
Glenn is a badass, guys.
Yeah, and he cuts that mountain in half. I was just like, you know what? That was fucking awesome.
Yep.
And then you get to Zeal.
And then that's amazing music all by itself.
Yeah, Scala's theme, or Shala, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Well, people called Magus, Magus. We called him Magus for the longest time.
Yeah, I don't care how you...
We didn't even say Masamune, right? We said
we just called the Masamune. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to correct anybody, so don't worry about that. You're not saying it right.
We're round eyes, guys. We say it the way we want to say it.
I'm a round eye named Sunrie, which I found out is a Japanese name because a few Japanese players have taken my gaming handle a couple of times. So, but yeah, same thing. And and I would say going back to the NES, playing games that I missed thanks to being able to get a hold of older games and stuff like that. Chrysalis.
Oh, Chrysalis was an amazing game.
That game had some awesome music in it.
Chrysalis had an amazing soundtrack. Before we go to Chrysalis, though, I wanted to comment on Final Fantasy VII. I wanted to let you know what I thought about that, music-wise. Final Fantasy VII, I was very disappointed because, we went from 6 to 7. Well, 3 to 7. And I was, in Final Fantasy, 6/3 was just amazing. Every song in that was like just fucking, I just creamed myself, that kind of thing.
Yeah, every song was a hit.
And then you get 7... and there's only 2 real songs that's kind of like made me go, oh, this is nice. Going back now as an adult, I can hear the beauty in all of it, but a lot of it was a disappointment to me moving forward from 6.
Yeah.
So
now to be fair, One Ring Angel, when that started playing fully orchestrated during the end, that is definitely a highlight.
Okay, 3. I have 3 songs in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the Sephiroth song.
Oh yeah, One Wing Angel is amazing. I remember getting to that boss fight and all of a sudden
my mouth dropped.
Hearing, the music's playing. I'm like, oh good, we're gonna get a good boss music. And then all of a sudden the orchestra kicked in with the Estra, Estere, Erhira, Vehementi, Sephiroth. And I just went, oh my god, it's actual orchestra singing with the choir. I shit myself.
Yeah, it was very good.
I literally just sat there listening to the music, not killing Sephiroth, because I was dumbfounded at how awesome that was. I will give that to that. I actually think it's better than Dancing Mad.
Well, Dancing Mad was good, but it wasn't orchestrated. If Dancing Mad was orchestrated, I bet you we'd have been like, oh my god, just as much. But that was the first time we've heard, kind of an, well, not the first time, but we've heard it. The first time.
For an epic boss battle like that. And then, I know we're talking a lot about RPGs, but I just want to kind of get these out of the way because there's other games that I am going to talk about. Yeah. And then, like, Dirge of Cerberus on PS2. Yeah. When freaking Gak starts playing at the end, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely loved that as well. Yeah. But I wanted to say the two songs on the Final Fantasy VII that I did like. One was, Red 13's theme.
Oh yes, Red 13's theme.
The theme of which remix of that would be the theme of was it the place he's from? Damn it, I haven't played in a while.
Oh, Cosmo Canyon.
Cosmo Canyon. The Cosmo Canyon theme is amazing. That drum beat, doom, 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 doom. I love that. Yeah. And then of course my second favorite would be Sid's theme. Sid's theme was actually pretty decent.
That's true. I did like Sid's theme.
And then the rest of them was just like, Yeah, Aerith had a pretty cool theme, but it was overplayed.
I was disappointed with Aerith, and I'll tell you why. Because you go from Celeste's theme, even just in that MIDI format, to Aerith, which is, I don't give a shit what any of you say. It is a remix of Celeste done more lazy, with instruments removed, that fans have turned into something awesome.
I can see that.
Yeah, because when I first heard that, I went, oh, it's a remix. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the build. I'm like, it's missing like 4 or 5 instruments to make this awesome.
Yeah, and they took some notes out. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Moving on, again, I think, what'd you say, Chrysalis? Chrysalis was for the Nintendo. And it was a role-playing game. It was set kind of futuristic, but like not so much futuristic. It was very, I want to say steampunkish, I guess, if you wanted to look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those. Imagine Megaman with the sword. Imagine X with the sword, and he wakes up so far in the future that everything's pretty much destroyed already, and now he's waking up to kind of fix things really after the fact.
Yeah. And I can't remember like the boss or anything like that. It's been so long since I played it. I've only beat it once, but the game itself was amazing. I mean, there's a lot to do. The music in the game was fun. Of course, this was, and you mentioned Megaman. Last time, Megaman. All of the music I've heard in Megaman is amazing.
Oh, you've got to love Megaman. The Storm Eagle stage, when I first played X, that was just mind blowing.
All the songs in 3. Mega Man 3 had
3 was awesome.
It was like it's like techno meets rock, or even tech rock. It's hard to explain, but it's just badass. And there's a lot of different people like you and me have put stuff together, musically, off of a website called OC Remix. So if you guys want to look it up, I'm sure OC Remix is still around, right?
Yeah, it's ocremix.org. They've restructured the website a little bit. It's actually easier to navigate around now. You can search by game or by song title. And stuff like that, and it's really cool. We've gotten a lot of good music on there. A lot of the YouTube videos that I put together that features like the one that sounds like a Quentin Tarantino song, but it's the Boosters theme from Mario RPG, which is another game had good music.
Yeah, but Square had to do with that too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So. But okay, so we've gone over. Let's go to Lagoon.
Yes, Lagoon. Another game I didn't get to play right away, but ended up playing later. Yeah, that game was cool.
Lagoon had some good music. It had a really good kind of storyline. It was a very good versus evil kind of thing, like a brotherly hatred, supernatural kind of thing. It was really, really freaking awesome. The music. There's quite a few songs in that game that I just like, and this was early Super Nintendo.
Yeah, real early.
And there's a few moments in that game where I play and I'm like, oh god, this is awesome. I'd pause this. I'd just not do anything, just to hear the music.
Yeah.
And that was a good one. So so moving from we've gone through some games from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and PlayStation.
Now going on the other side. I would say Road Rash had a really, really good sound to it too. If you ever played that on like Genesis or the Master System, it's like kind of gritty, kind of like really. It's very synth tech, but rocky, and it's got like this really down, dirty, grungy sound to it. I think it actually worked really well on Road Rash. I really like that.
Oh yeah, I can't say I've played it, but I've heard some of the songs.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. And then also on the Nintendo, I would think that around the time that on the Nintendo where I started going, hey, this is cool music, but I wasn't really paying as much attention. Like it didn't make me stand up and be like, wow. Mario 3. Oh. Mario 3, oh god, that is when I think the NES started to really hit their peak as to what people were understanding that thing could do, because the remix underground music on Mario 3, the overworld music that we got, it was so good. Yeah, and it had it had that remixy sound to it, and then even like just like when you beat the boss, that when you're falling, everybody knows that sound.
Yes, well,
it's like playing like the first few notes, like going da 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 da, and
exactly.
You will have people around you start to finish that song from Zelda. Everyone will go, yeah,
I know this song. Yeah, we're cool.
When I go to Renaissance fairs, there are people older than me on harps, bagpipes, playing the Song of Storms as a group.
No, then that song alone, you're talking Zelda.
Yeah.
That song alone, the Song of Storms speaks for itself.
Yeah. Definitely the most popular out of that. I've learned to play like the Song of Time. I've learned how to play all the Warp songs, even the Epona song on my Ocarina, stuff like that. And yes, I did buy a Zelda replica Ocarina. It cost me like $100. It was freaking awesome.
It cost you $100?
$100, and it was totally worth it.
I know a few places I can get one for a little cheaper than that, but yeah.
Well, you can now, not at the time.
Yeah, at the time it was like, buy this, it's a collector's edition, it won't be around much. Oh, no, it will.
Yeah, it was blue, it's blue and it has the Triforce on it, and it's got all the finger holes, and I just kind of went, fuck yeah.
And it's a replica. It's not only just a replica, it's we'll do a nerd tech on that eventually.
Yeah. I don't even remember where I got it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think Geek sells it too.
Probably.
But there's also a few actually Zelda websites that you can get everything Zelda, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the Dragoon, and we've talked about some of these other games. Let's then we'll go back to Megaman X, and some of the other games have some amazing music as well.
Oh, and we cannot forget Castlevania.
Oh, Castlevania!
Even the original NES.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
Simon's Quest, man. Simon's Quest was horrible, but it still had some pretty.
But they had awesome music.
Some really good songs in it. Yeah,
I think that's another game where if you start humming part of it, people will know what you're humming. Symphony of the Night, I think, is where it really started to pick up as far as like the songs and the music
more orchestrated. There was a lot of remixes of the songs that we love, which breaks my heart because a lot of the newer Castlevanias don't even incorporate that music anymore. Yep. It's just like, we don't know what this is. What's this vampire? What's this bloody tears you're talking about?
Yeah, bloody tears. Yeah, we don't know what that is.
We don't know what that is. That's from the older guys. We're the newer guys. We can do cool stuff too, guys. What have you wrote? We wrote a song called Bloody Vagina.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And we decided that because we're working with Konami that you like stealth missions.
Oh.
No. But that's a topic for another time.
Bad Castlevania.
Bad.
But there's I mean, let's we'll go back to the PlayStation 1. So what's a song that's near, or a game that's near and dear to my heart? Legend of Dragoon.
Oh yes, a game that is sadly underrated and not played as often as it should have been.
You know what? Everyone I've talked to that played it loved it. And
oh god, yeah, it was an awesome game. Great combat system.
Oh yeah, the combat system was fun. Great storyline. The first time you actually unlock your Dragoon powers, it's fucking amazing.
Yep.
Was it the opening theme? Was it the Believe in Love song or whatever?
Yep.
That's an amazing song. Listening to those two women harmonize gets me a boner.
Well, yeah, listening to women do anything together gives you a boner.
Well, not pooping or puking.
Well, okay, that's true.
Yeah. No two girls, one cup, please.
Oh, okay.
But well, let's see. We've gone through some of the past. What's some of the more present games with good songs? As you know, and this is going to be harder because games nowadays don't live up to the standards musically that they used to, simply because graphics.
Yeah, and you can't really include games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and stuff like that. It's because they're using licensed music in the game for the means of a radio, and it's playing like you're listening to radio. So I mean, We can't include games like that.
Some of the more original stuff in Grand Theft Auto sounds cool. San Andreas had a really cool opening theme, not opening theme, but like a loading screen song, if you remember it. And it was very kind of like hip hop esque, and it was still really catchy.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to give Silent Hill like 3.
Oh yeah.
A nod on that. I know it's PS3 and stuff like that, but that was an awesome soundtrack.
Oh no,
good game too. Scared the shit out of me.
I didn't even finish it.
I've beaten it once, and I will never play through it again. Not because it's a horrible game, but because sometimes my blood pressure can't take it.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'll do a quick Silent Hill 3 story for you. I was playing the game, and there's a part in the game where you're going through like a maze of mannequins, and I'm sure you remember this.
Oh yes.
And the mannequins, like, it's so quiet. The music, I don't even think the music is ambient. It's just quiet. And you go through things, parts of the game, and you're like, and then me and Sunrise's joke is, of course, if a door's locked, we hope it stays locked.
Yeah, you don't want that to suddenly be open because, oh my God.
Shit's gonna hit the fan. Well, anyway, you go around the corner, and of course, the was it the PS3 or the PS2? I think it was the PS2.
PS3.
You sure? For Silent Hill 3?
Silent Hill 3, yep. I'm actually looking at it in my library.
Oh, okay. Well, Silent Hill, anyway, the game had...
PS2, you're right.
Thank you. I thought I was going crazy there for a second.
No, you're right.
The game, it featured, the first time in this, in the PlayStation where your controller vibrated. Yep. Well, you walk away a little bit and you hear a scream, your controller vibrates. I screamed along with the scream in the game, like a little girl.
Yeah.
And I about threw my controller going, and I was about to say, fuck this, I'm done, because that's what I do with those games when they scare me. Because I get mad because they scare me.
That ended up happening when we were going through the little fun house, and that mannequin dropped out from the sky. Me, you, Maximus, and I think Bish.
Yeah.
We were all sitting there, and we're watching you play. And we're like, oh shit, oh okay. And then that thing drops out of the sky. We all screamed.
Jesus Christ.
You damn near, you literally had your controller above your head getting ready to throw it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. And you know what it is? It's not necessarily because I'm mad. It's more so because I'm trying to defend myself from the television.
He was like, oh God.
Oh God. But what the thing is in an instance where that mannequin, screamed, you go back and its head's cut off. So, and I knew there was like a save around the corner somewhere. So I go around and I save and I'm like, fuck this, I'm done, I'm playing a happy game.
Yep.
Where are you, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. Yeah. So and a game that I think that is probably one of the more controversial of the series is Ace Combat 5. Now, if you've never played this, the soundtrack, I'm not talking, yes, it used a licensed music. It used Puddle of Mud's Take Me All the Way for its intro, but before that song starts playing, you've got like this epic, like patriotic, getting ready to go to war and whoop someone's ass song that's slowly building up in the background as it's covering what the different cutscenes in the game are going to be. And I honestly, when it was done, I was waiting for the coming to a theater near you because it was so badass. But the entire soundtrack on that, when you're flying around, you're hearing those rock guitars going, and you're firing missiles and blowing up, buildings and stuff like that. It's you're grabbing your balls, going, "Fuck yeah, go get me a cigar and a thing of whiskey because I'm about to get tore up."
Yep. Well, okay. How about this? Anything? We're talking newer games, so anything like Elder Scrolls. Beautiful music.
Skyrim. Oh yeah.
Skyrim, Oblivion.
Yeah.
Oblivion.
The Fallout games.
Even Tamriel Online. That's the Elder Scrolls Online has some good music.
It does.
So there was some amazing music. Skyrim had amazing music. The opening to Skyrim. Every time I hear it, I think Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
but it's still an amazing song, despite how similar to the Pirates of the Caribbean opening theme is. I'm not talking yo ho. No, I'm talking like the cinematic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities, man. And I'm almost thinking like when I first heard it, because I don't think the movie was out yet. I think it was coming out soon after.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's going to be a lawsuit somewhere between this, but it never happened.
Yep.
Not that I know of, at least.
Yeah. But and then another good PS3 game that had amazing music, and it was just an amazing game overall, Eco.
Oh, you know what? I've never played that.
It's the predecessor to Shadow of the Colossus, which turns out that it's actually a sequel to Shadow of the Colossus, even though Shadow of the Colossus came out afterwards. The ending song, called You Were There, breathtaking.
Well, we talked about Chrono Trigger, but we didn't talk about Chrono Cross.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. You know what?
Now mind
Hold on. I'm gonna have to find my other testicle because I don't know how. That's payment for forgetting that.
Yeah. Well, see.
Time Scar, that opening song.
Yes, that's my favorite song. Now, mind you, a lot of people are out there going, well, it was just a bunch of remixes of the original music. Yeah, but these remixes were amazing.
Yeah, they were done right.
They were done right. A lot of these songs were the reason I started writing music to begin with, you know? And, it's just beautiful. Like, the music in the game's good. There's another game where almost every song was just fucking, it got you wanting to play more.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, and then, like I said, Chrono Cross. And then I can't leave out, I don't know if you've played very many of these. I know you got one of them, but I can't leave out the Dragon Age games. Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, yeah.
Even Dragon Age 2 was okay.
Yeah, I've got Origins and Inquisition. And I will tell you what, that music, I always crank that music up as loud as it will go.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where it's not going to drown out the dialogue. And when I'm walking around, you got that music going. It's like a nice sunny day, and your characters are walking around, and that lighting and the filters come through. It's like, this actually works very well. I don't think like the games that are predecessors to all that that I used to play, not predecessors as in like same company or anything like that, but I just mean like that style of games that I used to play before with the Neverwinter series. Now I love me my Neverwinter.
Oh,
I will
old
never speak.
Neverwinter.
Oh yeah, Neverwinter Nights, phenomenal.
1 and 2.
Neverwinter Nights 2 got good.
Yes.
But the music in those was good and fitting. But at the same time, it didn't stand out. But then I started playing Origins, and I'm like, holy shit, let me turn that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you really kind of felt immersed in that world. Very, very. I am this guy. I want to walk around in here, and I want to hear this music while I'm walking around.
Mass Effect had some good music.
Oh yes, good games too.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got the Mass Effects collection. I'm damn near ready to beat Mass Effect 2. I've been putting it off because Mass Effect 2 is such a phenomenal game, and I'm kind of like the Doctor. I don't like saying goodbye and having endings.
Yeah, that's how I felt with like Chrono Trigger back in the day, and of course some of the Mass Effect 1 was amazing.
Yeah, without changing the subject and stuff like that, but with Chrono Trigger, I played through that game so many times that every single one of my characters was not only level 99, every one of my characters had max strength, magic, and stamina from the tabs on the Super Nintendo. I literally had every single character with maxed stats.
Well, we also went out of our way to get all 13 endings. I believe it was like 13 endings, right?
I think there's at least that.
Yeah.
I remember there was one for a long time I didn't know about, and then I read in the Game Informer, it was a Game Informer. It was
Nintendo Power at the time.
No. It was GamePro.
GamePro. That's
GamePro.
right.
Back when GamePro was like a thing. I don't know if it still is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
people are out there going, "Game what?"
Yeah. Scary Larry and Cassandra, Crystal Cassandra or whatever her name was. Freaking! I remember seeing an ending in there that I had never seen before. And I kind of went, whoa, wait a minute, time out. And it's such a very small chance of being able to get it. And you have to know when to do it. And it's the only time that Chrono will actually talk.
Yeah.
He actually has dialogue. But yeah.
The mute speaks.
Yeah. But the music in that's just so good.
Well, the end song,
Yeah, and Chrono Cross, it was the same way. When I walked out in the open world, and it was that remix of Zeal. It was kind of like, oh yeah.
And Zeal was an amazing song in Chrono Trigger.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. When you first get into Inhasa or Inhasa or however you want to pronounce it again, however you want to pronounce it, I don't give a shit.
We are round eyes.
It's Inhasa. I'm sure that's wrong, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. And that music was going. It was again. I just kind of stopped and went, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found my favorite song in this.
Oh, the first time I heard Scala's music, I was just like, damn it.
Oh, and when you fight Magus, do, and it's got all the orchestra's going in the light, and the flames are going, and
yeah, it is badass.
Yeah, again, that's another song. You start kind of humming that Glenn song. People will know what you're talking about, and I think that's what makes a game great.
Well, the funny thing is check this out. You'll like this. The funny thing is Scala's theme and Magus's theme are pretty much the same song.
Well, yeah. That's why they're both. It's kind of like AC/DC. You like one song, you're gonna like them all because they all sound the same.
Yeah, Magus's theme is pretty much like the hardcore version of Scala. Scala's like the happy, this is nice, life is grand, and then fucking you get the Magus is like, fucking life is dark and horrible, and I hate life, and I'm gonna destroy it.
I just raped a cat and ate a puppy.
So that's pretty much, and that's pretty much the difference, and I think that's what they tried to convey.
Yeah. So. Now, let's not take away games that use actual music. We have to address it because Bioshock Infinite, phenomenal game.
I hate myself that I haven't played Bioshock, but
you are a horrible person and you should feel horrible. Okay, literally, I was only kind of interested in this game until I heard there was this huge controversy and what the controversy was. So I bought the game and I played through it and I literally went, "What the fuck is everyone so upset about?"
Yeah,
the remixes on this. Like, only God knows why. The remix of Fortunate Son. Actually hearing the original raw recording of Elizabeth Cotton on there and Fortunate Son. I was in heaven playing this game.
I didn't realize they used, like, actual mainstream music.
Yeah, because what it is, and not to get derailed, but what it is there are certain tears in the fabric of reality that a guy is able to hear future music, so he's taking it and remixing it to being part of the 1890s?
That's kind of cool.
Something like that. It happens not too long after Custer's Last Stand is basically what takes place. It's so complicated that I'm not going to it'll be time for another thing with it. But you have all this anachronistic music. So literally when you're out at the beach at this place, you hear Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun being played on pipe organs. You hear this woman doing this a cappella, like bluegrassy, almost soulsy, Fortunate Son.
Wow.
And you hear Shiny Happy People by R.E.M.
I'm going to have to look this up.
Look it up. The music is phenomenal. The arrangements are amazing. Wow. And even just the original music that is in this, like when you are fighting some of these characters and stuff like that, and you're playing through it, it's like, wow, this is good. This makes me feel like I'm in a fight for my life.
There's so many games out there that I love music. I'm scared to death I'm leaving some out.
GTA's always had good music, but there's always a 1 in 2 chance that the songs that the guys who make it put together that will make your ears bleed.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad we've got like the radio selection and everything like that.
Yeah. They did a good job. Of course.
What's God of War.
God of War.
That music when you are whooping someone's ass and ripping off a bitch's head.
God of War, like Kratos is the ultimate ass kicker and name take. Oh, and he likes bitches too.
Oh God!
Not many men can keep up with Aphrodite.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh, even Hephaestus, I think gets tired.
Yeah, and he's Hephaestus.
Yeah.
But not only was it a good game, but the music was amazing. I can't say I played the newer ones, where I guess he's like doing whatever else. I don't know.
3. Okay.
I have 3. I have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3. I don't know if it's because the PlayStation is still young or the PS4 is still young, or the fact that they just knew what they were doing when they made 3. But if you go back and play God of War 3 on the PS3 right now, you will literally look at your PS4 and go, why the fuck don't you look so much better than that when that game looks that incredible?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I literally put that game in because I'm like, oh my God, I bought this back when I bought the PS3 and I never played it.
Yeah, it's a good game, and the story.
It's a real good game.
The story for the God of War, when I first heard God of War, I'm thinking, it's gonna be fucking a ripoff of the storyline. Yep. They took the Greek gods and made them theirs. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and that soundtrack, oh my God, that soundtrack, it is amazing. I have to give it that.
Was it Atmos? I forget which was the Titan that holds the world up. I can't remember.
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah. Did you know that that big buff black guy that died? I want to say the guy who played John Coffey.
Oh,
was his voice?
Yes.
I looked at the behind the scenes and my jaw dropped. And then of course you have Kevin Sorbo who plays
playing Hercules.
Fucking Hercules in that game. And he's not like the I'm gonna save you, I love everybody Hercules. He's like a dark ass fuck you Kratos, you fucking took my spot. I should be the god of war. It kind of, I should have been the god of war. I wouldn't have fucked it up. And he just shows that the guy has more than one way of playing Hercules.
Yeah. You know what game we are forgetting that we have to give some credit to here too?
Musical cred.
Yep. And for also giving us the wonderful jump start into 3D graphics. Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Oh, off the top of my head.
The first game with the 3D graphics accelerator chip.
Oh, God, yes.
Star Fox.
Star fucking Fox.
We have to talk about I mean that when you start on Corneria and you go hauling ass out of that jump tube with the ship. Tell me you don't get fucking chills hearing that music come up.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do definitely get chill. I love that. The music in that game was cool. That was the first game that the first console game that I actually felt like was close to maybe like equivalent of blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was just badass. And then the game was cool. And then yeah.
And don't forget, and people correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, during it you would hear like Sergeant Pepper and stuff like that, or Commander Pepper and stuff like that would be not Pepper. God damn it. Yeah, their boss.
Yeah, I think it was Pepper.
Yeah, it was Pepper. Yeah, because Peppy
was the fucking dual barrel or. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd have the voices.
Yeah.
But at the end of that game, and if I'm thinking right, I have to go back through and beat again. But I think at the end of that game, it was some of the clearest voice out of the Super Nintendo. I literally kind of went, "Oh my God, that was real voices coming out of my Nintendo game." Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like but
the voice acting was horrible.
Yeah,
but it was still really cool that you heard him talk.
Yeah, all of a sudden you hear him go, "Great job, Fox. Come on home."
You looked at your TV like, this is some next gen shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, they're actually talking.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of sound design like that, I freaking love. Muramasa, the Demon Blade.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible soundtrack as well. For just the very simple music that's in it, it fits it real good. And of course, and yes, I know it's a licensed song and everything like that, but I don't give a shit. Ghostbusters the game.
Oh.
Hearing that theme song, like when you're going around, you're beating ass.
But you get tired of it like after 10 minutes.
Well, I didn't.
Because it played. That was the only fucking song in the game. After a while, I wanted to find it.
No. I'm not talking about the NES. I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about the 2000. What was it? 2012.
Ooh, Ghostbusters the game.
Yeah, the new one. The 3D
God,
one,
yes.
The one that was basically what was supposed to be the movie, and they realized, fuck. Well, one, we're not going to get a movie done, and two, there's too much technobabble. We need to do this as the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hearing the Ghostbusters theme song at the beginning of that fucking game, I got a nerd boner. It was a beautiful experience, and the game itself, like...
I don't think it holds up as well as we remember, because I went back through and played it a little bit, and I was getting a little frustrated, but it is a very good game.
It was what we needed.
It really, yeah. It cleansed the palate of all the past bad Ghostbusters game. And the soundtrack was great. I think Arkham actually had a pretty... When there was music, the Arkham cities got pretty...
Oh, yeah, the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham.
Yeah. Now, most of the time there's not music, but when there is, it's very fitting.
Well, there's a lot of... the game itself has a lot of different remixes of the original, like, animated series, like, themes, which was beautiful. And then I loved that. And, you're right. But there was also a lot of ambient music in that game, a lot of ambient sound to kind of, like, get your adrenaline going and get the feeling. And they did well to keep that going in the right instances, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, for me, I think what makes a bad soundtrack, I know we didn't really segue into that too well, but I don't care.
It's okay. Bad soundtrack!
Yeah. Is one, a soundtrack that you notice, and not because you like it. I think, like, it detracts. Like, I love Xenoverse. But there are times that music does not fit. That happy ass music when you're going into battle,
Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
It's like I'm gonna go punch these guys in their face.
Yeah, but and I've said that on multiple occasions when we play.
Yeah.
You know, just this is a happy game. You know,
like it's like I'm getting ready to go beat a giant gorilla into the ground. This is not the right kind of music.
Well, you know, some of the other Dragon Ball games in the past have had some really good original music.
Yeah, DBZ 3 or Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I think had good music to it.
Budokai 2, I think, had a great opening.
Oh yeah.
You know,
say what you will about the game itself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Xenoverse it's a good game. It's fun to play. It's got kind of a cool storyline, even though it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's just the music in that game does not match anything. Like,
no,
you're expecting, you know, and let's be honest, even both the Japanese dubs and the American dubs have good music in the original Dragon Ball Z, on both sides. Well, where's that music?
The Japanese is usually better. Yeah, Japanese, like their whole... Okay, Rock the Dragon wasn't bad and stuff like that.
Oh, no, Rock the Dragon was horrible.
Yeah, but, Sparking's better.
Yes.
It just is. I mean, when you watch that video and it's got, in the Chaoling... I forget how to pronounce this, and again, people are going to put, rabid cobras in my bed.
You're not saying it right. We will curse you with...
Yeah, Chinalung Chincha or whatever it's called. It's much better than Rock the Dragon.
Rock
the Dragon, I literally... Okay, it's so funny because I'm not kidding. I literally almost made an animation to Rock the Dragon where it was literally going to be just like a giant baby in a diaper, kind of like doing the Cabbage Patch to that song. Because that is what I think of when I hear that song, is a baby with a pacifier, kind of like going, Dragon, Rock the Dragon, just kind of swinging his hips and like doing the Cabbage Patch.
That's probably how they saw Americans as far as that stuff, because
okay, that's true.
They're like, oh, how are we gonna make these American idiots happy? Oh, let's do this. Let's just make this horrible fucking theme. Dragon, Rock the Dragon.
I don't think it's an overall bad soundtrack. There's a couple, a decent song here and there. Look, I love the game. I will not say anything other bad about this game. Brave Fencer Musashi. I don't think it was a great soundtrack. I think it was
liked the game. I borrowed that from you.
Oh yeah, that game is freaking amazing. I still play it.
The game, but the soundtrack was a little off.
Yeah. The only good song I find in that game is as you're slowly rescuing some of the villagers and you start getting the musicians, their instruments are added to the music while you're at the castle, is really cool, because all of a sudden now, like, you rescue the guy playing the violin, and now there's violin in it. The guy playing guitar, now there's guitar in it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But I dare anybody right now who has played that game and loves that game to hum any of that music from memory.
I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, again, another one where it's kind of like, oh yeah, that had music in it.
It had good music. Like, the music was good. It just didn't match the game.
No, the game didn't really match the game, but,
we didn't even talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts
is good.
Amazing.
Good music.
Amazing soundtrack.
All the different versions.
It's like, okay. I knew in Kingdom Hearts 2, when I got into the Disney castle, I was going to hear something cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear this fully orchestrated, like a big band, like street, like I'm at fucking Disneyland or Disney World, and I'm hearing the Mickey Mouse song, and I've never felt more badass going into a battle in a courtyard of a castle, listening to the Mickey Mouse theme. Now I know it switches over to battle music, people. Shut the fuck up. But going into that and hearing that Mickey Mouse song going, I was singing it. I
was like, MICKEYMOUSC, fuck you, Heartless. I was totally into that. And one of the things I like about the game, and I know you've noticed this, but you probably forgot to mention, is that the opening song that started out as just the piano, the dun 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 dun. They change that with each game. They add more to it.
Yeah, I love the Kingdom Hearts 2 where it's kind of got like that double key taps every so often.
Yeah. And
it's like, oh fuck,
it's like a bass. At one point I think they added a bass.
Add bass to it,
and then it just got, and they added more piano. I think in one of the other handheld game systems. And then it just goes on. So I'm excited to see where Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to take us with that song.
Yeah, when it finally gets here.
Yeah, when Like, that's going to be a conversation for another time. But there's so many voice actors that died that were a part of that fucking.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if Haley Joel dies of like an overdose or something?
But yeah, that opening. So when you start hearing that opening thing, it makes it so you don't want to bypass, unless you've seen it a time or two, you don't want to skip that opening.
The very opening to the game, the way
you
walk away. The actual lyrical opening to the game is amazing. Both games,
yeah. The second one, I think, definitely takes over the first one, but the first one, it's so damn close. I can't really say like this one's better than this one. I can, I
they're
like
equal
the
in my
one.
opinion.
Yeah, I like the second one for the reason that the scenes it shows with them like running up to Jensen's tower, and everything like that, and everything's kind of falling apart around them. But that opening song, the first time you hear that, when it's playing on the first Kingdom Hearts, and the imagery, that fits with the music.
That right there just adds to it. It's looked like a music video. Now, when I first heard that song, and you can attest to this, Sunrie, I knew that there was some background vocals that were in reverse.
Oh yeah, on the Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wonder what these say, because throughout Kingdom Hearts 1, I kind of had this theory that Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to have another song, and it's going to be kind of like a mirrored version of what the first of what the first song was about. And we're not talking about how the Japanese song is somewhat different than the American song, where the American song seems to be talking. The Japanese song version is like one person in the relationship, and the American song is the other person in the relationship, but they're not really. They're kind of talking back and forth, but it's the two different perspectives. Yeah.
But once you get to the second song, it's a reply to the first song.
More or less, exactly, and that's what my theory was.
It's really fucking cool.
And there's a part where it's reversed. There's some lyrics that are reversed somewhere in the song a few times, and each one says something.
It was right. It's when she says sanctuary.
Yeah, and
then in the
yeah.
and I was like, wait a minute.
So
that sounds reversed. I remember you telling me, because you had it before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I reversed it, and I heard what it said, and I can't remember. It was like something is more important than you know.
Yeah. My heart or my love or something like that.
And I was like, holy shit, this is cool. And it's even more of a fucking it adds even more of a fucking answer to the first song.
Yep.
And the question is who is saying, who are these songs about? Is it about Sora and Kairi? Is it about Roxas and
Sora, or is it even Roxas?
Roxas and that brown-haired chick that was supposed to be Sora, another version of Sora, whatever.
Shion.
Yeah, Shion.
Yeah.
Is it about the witch that takes away the memories, that's supposed to be Kairi's fucking Naminé, yeah. So it's kind of and the thing about Kingdom Hearts is it just gives you more questions while answering some,
Yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be our next Nerd Speak. We can't just like end this here now with talking about Kingdom Hearts,
the music,
start off with the music stuff. So all right. Rate, let's go ahead. Let's start off with you, obviously. And let's rate what we think is like, as far as like the soundtrack, not even like the specific game itself, but like which series do you feel like your top? What do you do, 5 or 10?
We'll do 10.
So start. Do your top 10 soundtracks, the games that you think have the best soundtrack.
Oh, this is gonna be difficult. We'll go 5 then. I thought you meant like 1 out of 10 as far as like voting. Well, top 5 would definitely be 1 would be Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 6/3, Chrono Cross, Legend of Dragoon, and since Megaman isn't in there, it's got to be in there. So Megaman.
Yeah, that's good ones.
And yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna at the top. I'm probably gonna have to put the Zelda series overall.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Because the different music that they have in there when you get to Kokiri Village or Kokiri, or however you want to pronounce it again.
Kikari?
I don't give a damn. Yeah.
Cuckoo. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking sad eyes.
Just the overall in that. I'm gonna have to. The Final Fantasy, 6 specifically with all of that. Goodness in it, and with the Final Fantasy series, Chrono Trigger. Believe it or not, Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart's got great soundtracks.
Mario Kart had a good Yeah, we didn't even come across Mario Kart, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to finish off with the Kingdom Hearts series just because, oh my god.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts is just an
Yeah.
amazing series. But yeah,
in honorable mentionings, I'm gonna have to say like Dot Hack. I thought had good music. It really made me feel like I was playing an MMO.
Xenosaga, we didn't even talk about Xenosaga. But Xenosaga, like, it sounded my best like explanation of Xenosaga would be like, it's Final Fantasy music without being Final Fantasy music.
Yeah, and again, Square Enix.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy 13 with the whole
13.
Yeah, that sounded a lot like Xenosaga in my opinion, and I didn't really care for it. And that we're gonna talk about bad music. I didn't even mention that, but yeah, Final Fantasy 13 had some really. And the reason I think it's bad is because I didn't think it. You don't put music like that in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, see, and I didn't play 13. Just the reviews I saw, some of the gameplay I saw, I'm just like, yeah, this is not it. I honestly, I came back to Final Fantasy. I have 7. I have 8. I've never really beaten it because I just it was so boring and I lost interest.
I tried to play it again recently and I'm like, no.
I played 9, loved 9. Never played 10 because again I kind of saw what was going on with it. I was like, it's so linear. There's not a whole lot. Did pick up 12 again. Never beat it just because Ermagerd MMO. Let's make this like an MMO. Yeah, great fucking idea there. And then the only Final Fantasy game that I'm looking forward to now is 15. And the 7 remake.
Yeah, the 7 remake.
I have a huge nerd boner for the 7 remake. I think 7 has massive potential to be one of my favorites. Since they're finally going to allow Square Enix to complete the game, translate it correctly, and allow the time that it needs to be good.
Considering the first game was translated very horribly.
If you check my Twitter, oftentimes I will post pictures of me playing through and just cracking up at some of the translations going, my God.
It's a wonder how we even knew what was going on in that game.
It actually, most people didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, story for another time with the whole, But yeah, that's my top 5 music for game series. I think that has the best.
Yeah, definitely check them out. And I mean, if you haven't played them, or play the games themselves and enjoy the music, or go to ocremix.org.
Yep.
And check it out.
Oh yeah, and come on guys, can't forget newgrounds.com/audio.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna find insane remixes. You're gonna find original music on there. It's probably your best place for royalty-free music in the Creative Commons.
Yeah,
obviously
my music
served. Yeah, Wild's got music on there. Because of a fuck up a long time ago when I didn't understand how to do the audio portal, I can't post audio on there, but I may eventually put like Sunrie music or audio on there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I'm trying to talk him into it.
Yeah.
He's the Flash guy. I'm the audio guy.
Yeah. And don't worry. The next Chrono Trigger Unglued, I'm fully animating, will come out. Game Ranger will come out.
I'll be a voice actor in both.
I
helped write one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. Check out sunrie.wordpress.com for WordPress stuff that I got going on for funny writings. Same with Wild. Wild's got one on there. Wyldfyre, the #1.wordpress.com.
Which I gotta put stuff WordPress on there, or you can look us up on Twitter.
Yeah, YouTube as well. I'm on there at youtube.com/user/Sunrie, and Wyldfyre's on there too. We got funny GTA videos, funny other videos. So definitely check us out. Eventually, we're gonna start animating these podcasts as well. It's just getting time around to do so.
Yeah, actually doing videos and stuff like that takes time sometimes, and yeah.
It's hard. Talent. Oh, darn it.
Oh, talent. I'm screwed. What's this talent you speak of?
Yeah. And don't forget to check out ultrapublications.com. We do a lot of stuff with them.
Yeah.
Especially the review.
Yeah, I was in the last review.
Yep. Yes, that is correct. REVUE, the review. Yeah, good friends Clovis and Laser Kid, who was with us last time around there. Clovis will be with us with the future episode, so yeah, definitely be hanging out for that. Hopefully someday we can get some more famous celebrities on here, stuff like that. Might even have my wife make a few guest appearances just to hear her laugh and blush and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's like a little side story on her. She's like, if she says the word fuck, she like blushes.
Oh yeah. Playing Cards Against Humanity, getting her to say Roadhead was actually rather entertaining.
It was also the the highlight of the game.
Yeah, everybody enjoyed that.
Because I think that was the one where she turned to you and goes, "Do I really have to say this?"
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Yeah, so maybe we'll do like a future episode. We'll do "Married to a Nerd" type thing.
Yeah,
Get her.
that kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool.
So.
Yeah, lots of episodes ahead, guys. I mean, I've got a list of them, and we're thinking more all the time. Also, if you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to comment. Like I said, we're going to have a Facebook page as well. It's in the mix, but however, you can go there as well. I'll put a link down in the author's comments and stuff. And if there's any games that we missed as well that you feel that we might have missed, let us know. We'll do a part 2 maybe.
Yeah, like I said, if you comments may be used in future episodes, things like that. We love getting feedback. We love hearing from you guys. Definitely leave us a vote and a comment. And if things fall into place, we might even bring somebody on, with the good suggestions. Chances are, if there's one person giving one good suggestion and nobody else, we'll see what we can do about bringing you onto the show so that you can be part of that topic. Yeah. And if not, we're definitely gonna
credit
name
you.
Drop and say, hey, this is who gave us the idea.
Yeah, so. I would like to have like a reading episode where we're reading like stuff from people who listen, which would be fun. So, all right, guys, we'll go ahead and end this episode. I believe it's been a pretty good episode, a good number 3. Is there anything you'd like to say towards the end here, Sunrie?
Yes, in the epic words of Captain Picard to number 1.
I just took a number 2.
Now it's my turn to hate you. Let's end the show. Make it so.